And now, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
Yes, this is the Consumer Quarterback Show with Brandon Rhymes. Brandon is out today. My name is James DeJerome. I produce the show for Brandon. Of course, I'm one of the producers. You know about Jose, our guy on the radio, and of course, Johnny, our producer on the television side. But we've been putting this show on for a while. About 10 years, the Consumer Quarterback Show has been on the air, and our goal is to inform you, the citizens of the Bay Area, and make you a little wiser with your spending dollars. So we round up a bunch of experts and sponsors, and we get their input on just what kind of tips and things that they see going on out there in the world that they can help you with. So that's the idea of the show. We want to help you. We want your dollar to go farther, and that's why Brandon put the show together. So again, he mentioned the great sponsors. We have a sponsor for this segment. It is the Bilmar Beach Resort. What a great hotel this is. You've heard Clyde Smith come on the show. He's the GM of the Bilmar Beach Resort. He certainly encourages everyone to come out and check out their hotel. It is not like a typical hotel. You've been to a Hilton, you've been to a Radisson. They have kind of the same design everywhere you go. This is a unique property. This is kind of a hotel where you go and you have a unique experience. He's got about 80% of his rooms facing the Gulf, and he's got all kinds of activities for you. A great restaurant on the site. So get in touch with Clyde. Book directly with him. He can save you some money if you call him directly at the Bilmar Beach Resort, the official hotel of the Consumer Quarterback Show. And of course, Brandon is a realtor. He owns the Platinum MVP team right here in the Bay. And we're going to go through some properties. Any of the properties that you hear pitched on the program, you can find on his website at Platinum MVP on YouTube as well. And of course, we encourage you to check out all the properties you hear pitched. He's got some great stuff for you. Johnny, our TV producer, is going to throw up some properties for me. I'm going to tell you all about them. Here's one in Land Lakes. If you're looking for an opportunity as a builder, 5602 Land Lakes Boulevard. Man, 6.91 acre, 2 parcels, 4.5 usable upland. It's right on Lake Helen there. It's currently zoned C2, general commercial. Water and sewer available. It's got a great chance for expansion right along US 41. So a chance for a builder. A great opportunity for a builder right there in Land Lakes, 5602 Land Lakes Boulevard. What else you got for me, John? Here's one in Tampa. Here's a spacious office building, so kind of a commercial opportunity in Seminole Heights, 4302 North Nebraska Avenue in Tampa. About 2,115 square feet. Again, it's a spacious office building right there with wood floor, decorative fireplace. The thing about this one, it's on a corner lot. About 40 to 50,000 vehicles a day go right by this, and it's got a billboard right on the property. So you kind of inherit the billboard, and you have the ability to market and advertise right there on your property. And again, really good traffic flow coming right by there. So a commercial opportunity in Tampa from the Platinum MVP team at 4302 North Nebraska Ave. Let's do one more, John. What else? Okay, here's one in Tampa. It's a dry clean, another commercial opportunity. If you're looking to get a business going, he's got a dry cleaning opportunity. Property is for sale, 2,446 square feet, again in Seminole Heights. It's got 2 bathrooms, and all the equipment is included at this spot. So a dry cleaning business, ready to go, looks turnkey. All the stuff's there for you. So if you're interested in a commercial opportunity, 4214 North Nebraska Avenue in Tampa, the Platinum MB team at Keller Williams Realty has all these opportunities for you. And as Brandon says, don't leave money on the table. Okay, today we got a really good show for you, especially I'm looking forward to this show because Michael Watkins is back. You've heard Michael Watkins here. He's been in our Salem Media Group studios before. He's got some books out. He's really educated in this area about 401ks and the opportunity for you to grow your wealth. And most people out there have a real blind spot. I know I do. So, Michael, thanks for joining us today. I want to get your book as soon as I can. I hear you got another one in the works. I want to hear all about how you got started in this because I really think this is valuable for folks out there.
Oh, yeah, sure. So, James, so I wrote the book simply because, I'm in the retirement income planning industry. And over the, 11 years that I've been in the industry, I've seen a reoccurring theme when people come in and want to start planning for retirement. And number one is their 401k balances were woefully inadequate to fund the type of retirement lifestyle that they wanted. And we can trace all of this back to the 2000 and the 2008 market crashes. So my point is people are unaware that they can have professional money management or money managers rather take care of their accounts for them. Now, there was a study done in 2014 by Aon Hewitt, and it said that the net return was 3.8% 0.32% less of fees for a period between 2006 and 2012 for a non-managed versus a managed account. And so I'll translate that for you. That means 79% more wealth at age 65 for a 45-year-old participant. And I'll further break that down. That's like a $500,000 401k growing to $895,000.
Yeah, the compounding nature of that is what people don't see.
Yeah, and so the real thing that's important is, the famous investor Warren Buffett says he's got 2 rules for investing. Rule number 1, don't lose money. Rule number 2, see rule number 1. And so if you don't lose money, obviously your compounding is compounded more and so forth. So, so I wrote the book to help educate people, tell them, that they have options that they don't know about.
Sure.
One of the biggest things that people are the biggest mistake I think people are doing is leaving orphan 401k plans behind at former employers.
Yeah.
And once they leave the employee of, a company, they have all rights to that money and they can move it in the direction that they want. So, there's a lot of other things. They're not planning for future tax burdens. And I just want to try to help them, set their 401k up on autopilot, sidestep market crashes, and use strategies that, wealthy folks use.
Now, Michael, when you started writing that book, was that your first book?
It is.
So when you started writing that book, tell me just about the experience of putting your words down on paper, and then you kind of see people react to the written word, and that kind of inspires you. Man, I can do this. I can help people even with another book or going further than this. I notice you've got quite a bit of material available for them. Your website's really developed. I think you're really making an effort to get the word out.
Yeah. So it was a real journey. It took me a year to write the book, and I surround myself with, quite frankly, people that are a lot smarter than I am, and so I have a team, and I relied heavily on one of my money managers, Howard Capital, out of Atlanta, who's been managing 401ks since 2016, and their track record is just fantastic, in my opinion. And so I interviewed Vance Howard of Howard Capital and 2 of his top guys, Cole Staten and Steve Albritton, in the book as well. And so that was really beneficial, because I believe that gives some legitimacy, to my writing. And a lot of it is just really what I see on a daily basis. Mm-hmm. And I want to help people. And, a lot of times people just kind of wait to the end and like, okay, honey, we're going to retire next year, so let's go see a retirement income planner. Right. And gosh, you can start doing this at 40 and 50, years old.
And just based on the example you gave us previously, you can see the difference that made. A 79% difference over the lifetime of that the performance of that 401k.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so we're going to get into some specifics today. Talk about what we're going to mention. What are we going to go through today, Michael, when we come back from the break here?
Yeah, so we're going to talk. We're going to expand on what we talked about last month.
Okay.
And, yeah.
All right, so we're looking forward to hearing from Michael Watkins. He's the principal of the Tampa Bay Advisor. We're going to learn a lot about 401k. You can also check out his book, 401k Revival, online. Of course, the Consumer Quarterback Show always has a feel-good story for you. I got a crazy story for you today about a guy who fell out of his boat in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. You're never going to guess what happened to this guy. Don't go anywhere. This is the Consumer Quarterback.
This is Work Done, and you're listening to the Real Estate Quarterback Show, hosted by my man, Brandon Rhymes.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com.
Dennis Prager here for Brandon and Lindsay Rhymes, owners of the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams. Buying, selling, investing in real estate, their nationwide Keller Williams network makes them the best team to work with. Sellers, have your property featured live on air, creating multiple offers. Buyers, leverage a unique system that gets your offer accepted, never overlooked. Call or text 813-750-0550, 813-750-0550, or consumerqb.com.
Selling commercial or residential property? Don't leave money on the table. List with the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. I'm Brandon Rhymes. Reach me at 813-670-7372 or PlatinumMVPteam.com.
Have you desired more income and more freedom in your life? Now is your time. Keller Williams Realty has just launched our own real estate school, and you can get licensed for free. I'm Brandon Rhymes, host of the Consumer Quarterback Show, owner of the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. And for the first 3 people who reach out, I will personally coach you. 813-917-1894. Call or text 813-917-1894. ConsumerQB.com. ConsumerQB.com.
You're listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, online at ConsumerQB.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-917-1894.
That's right. Give Brandon a call if you want to get in touch with him about any of the properties that you hear pitched on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Even in this time of real estate scarcity, Brandon and the Platinum MVP team have some opportunities for you. We're going to go through a few of them right now. Johnny, our TV producer, is going to throw them up on the screen for me. If you're following along on our YouTube channel or watching the stream, take a look at this one right here. 820 North Pinellas Ave in Tarpon Springs. This is a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, 834 square feet, single-family home or office space. It's a nicely sized living room. It's got an indoor laundry room, backyard shed, a quarter-acre lot right in downtown Tarpon Springs, 820 North Pinellas Avenue in Tarpon Springs. Good-looking house, a chance for you to move right in and get your lifestyle started in your investment. Get an investment going that's really going to last and make some money for you. What else you got for me, John? Here's another opportunity, 5014 Pompano Drive. This is in Newport Richey. This is a 3-2, a 2-car garage, a waterfront home with bay access. So if you're looking to go to the Newport Richey area, Brandon's got an opportunity for you at 5014 Pompano Drive. This has a private dock right on a deep canal, updated kitchen. It's a really big lot with a covered porch, circular driveway. This is a private community. It has its own beach, community clubhouse, boat ramp. So this is a really beautiful property in Newport Richey. 5014 Pompano Drive in Newport Richey. Get in touch with Brandon and the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. There are still opportunities for you even in this busy real estate market. And we've got a sponsor for this segment. It is Discovery Golf Cars. You know, the kids in my neighborhood love the golf carts. They're pulling each other on skateboards. They're trick-or-treating. They're running around all the time. Everyone has a golf cart in the neighborhood for walking their dog or doing whatever. If you want one, Discovery Golf Cars, Golf Cart Depot, used formerly Golf Cart Depot, they are the official golf cart business for the Consumer Quarterback Show. They've got all kinds of makes and models. You can buy them or rent them. They'll come fix them. You can finance them, lease them, whatever you want to do. Get in touch with them. Discovery Golf Cars, a great sponsor for the Consumer Quarterback Show. All right, before the break, we were talking with author of the 401k Revival, Michael Watkins. He's the principal of the Tampa Bay Advisor. He's been giving us some great information. Now, last month we started a discussion about the benefits of early retirement planning, and you mentioned we only scratched the surface, so let's continue that today, Michael.
Yeah, sure, James. So, last month I touched on our national debt at $30 trillion and the impact that it could have, long-term on their taxes. And I also mentioned something that the government has already positioned itself quite cleverly into, and that's to be able to claw back some of our dollars in the form of surcharges on Medicare health benefits. And that's based on your asset structure and the amount of income that your assets provide you with. So what that means is we really need to pay extra close attention to tax laws that could affect their retirement income. But today, I'd like to talk about another critical area that pre-retirees definitely need to address, and it's long-term care. And the United States Department of Health and Human Services says there's a 70% chance that the average 65-year-old will require some form of long-term care. Right? And for men, it's typically 2.2 years, and women, 3.7. So it could be more, it could be less. But, I get it. Many of the listeners today are, they're not even close to retirement, mm-hmm. and it's this type of thing is really not a priority to them at this point. However, once someone reaches that magical age of 59 and a half, they have the option to complete an in-service transfer from their 401k plan and get their savings working for them in other areas.
No,
Now,
you jump in there. Let me just jump in there real quick because I want to keep track with you're so good at this stuff. You've seen this happen so many times. Most people don't plan. Is that right? They just wait till they're about to retire and then they see what's in the 401k. Is that what you find most of the time?
unfortunately, yes.
Yeah, so there were opportunities for them. Now, is it annually that you can modify or make changes, or is it through someone like yourself? But there are opportunities starting, you said it, at what age would that start? As soon as you were employed?
At 59 and a half.
Okay, so at 59 and a half. So if you can see, if you're just cruising along and you haven't looked into this, you have a chance to end up with far less value than you could have if you just consulted with Michael or even started reading his book and formulated some questions that you could ask yourself about your own financial position. I didn't mean to interrupt. I just wanted to make sure I was understanding and following with you there, Michael.
Oh, yes, of course. And another benefit of that in-service transfer is you get your money out of the market and have it working for you in different areas. So exactly, what we're seeing in the market today,
right,
and have been, it's just so unpredictable. But the in-service transfer allows people to, really strategically maximize a portion of their retirement savings. And by the way, there's no taxable event with that. So, it's logical when we are, younger and healthier, the more easily we can qualify for asset-based long-term care, and just like life insurance, right?
Right.
So in many cases, you can 5X your premium, and this particular strategy, asset-based long-term care, is becoming probably one of the most effective ways to fund long-term care protection.
And when you mentioned that statistic about the average person and their need for that kind of care at the end or towards the end of their work cycle, that's just something that makes perfect sense.
Sure. Yeah. And so, most traditional long-term care policies today are experiencing significant rate increases, and most of them are really plans that are reimbursement policies, which means you have to submit invoices to the insurance carrier for payment. So these types of traditional long-term care can be slow and clunky, and they can also be, become a potential headache for the beneficiary as well as their loved ones. And again, and if you don't use the benefits, the insurance company keeps the premiums. So poof,
right,
the money's gone.
So just imagine finding out later that you had an opportunity to take advantage of this and it passed you by simply because you weren't up to date or educated on this topic. That's why we feel like bringing Michael Watkins from the Tampa Bay Advisory on is so critical. This is such a blind spot for me and for a lot of folks out there. I'm so thankful that you're coming on today. So I can see how folks just don't see the decisions at the time and they end up in a position where, man, we have so many regrets that we didn't take advantage of what we could have.
Yeah, absolutely, it is. And so, that one thing I mentioned, poof, the money is gone. Right. That's really one of the big reasons why people are not getting long-term care coverage today. And the asset-based long-term care policy is a one-time lump sum payment, so you're done funding the policy.
Wow.
And as I mentioned, that can be done while you're still working through the in-service transfer provision, and when you hit 59 and older.
I got you. All right. So tell me a little bit about when people come to you all the time and they have questions and you give them the options or talk a little bit about some of the moves they could make or ways to fund that. Is the typical response, well, I won't have to worry about that for a while? Is that what people do? They just think that's not going to happen for a while, so they don't have to worry about doing it right now?
Yeah, it is. And I think most of us are wishful thinkers, and we hope and pray that that's not going to happen to me. And if I get to choose, I'm just going to die in my bed in my sleep next to my wife. But I don't get to choose that.
Right.
That comes from a much higher power. So, but what I have found is, most folks want to stay, in their home until they die.
Sure.
And because these types of policies are indemnity plans, and the money comes directly to the beneficiary. So there's no need to submit for the, invoices.
Mm-hmm.
And I can give you a good example. So once you start receiving a monthly check, let's say for $9,000, family members, friends, or, people from church or wherever that you're familiar with can get paid to take care of you. So, it's my opinion, and this is what I want for myself is, feeling comfortable in your surroundings, particularly, when you're older, is, just going to enhance the quality of your life.
Yeah, makes perfect sense.
Yeah. And then again, if you had a heart attack and died and never needed the long-term care, then with this type of setup, your heirs get the money back tax-free.
Wow, so it makes perfect sense. It's so smart to get a handle on this stuff before something tragic happens and you don't have everything in your ducks in a row. And you said Amazon. What's the other location for folks can find your book?
Yeah, on Amazon and Barnes & Noble.
Okay, so Amazon or Barnes & Noble. Again, Michael has been on the show a couple of times, and he's gone over a bunch of stuff for us. We want you to go back and check out the YouTube channel and search for him. He's on there, and he's got some great information, as you mentioned. Of course, the book is available on Amazon, and we're so lucky to have Michael come in here because I have personally no knowledge in this area. And, Michael, I'm sure that legislation changes all the time, tax laws, things that you need some professional to keep an eye on so that your plan stays relevant.
Yeah. So retirement income planning is not a one-time event. It's really something. I have annual reviews and many times semi-annual reviews with my clients. And so, the world is changing pretty quickly, and we need to stay on top of it. And when you have a plan that's flexible, meaning you have some room to move and adjust, I think that's really, really critical, and that's what I like to help my clients with, being flexible.
Are there any trends or tax law changes that you see coming, or anything that people are doing lately with 401k or taking advantage of, anything that's new out there as far as strategies that you've uncovered?
Yeah, well, I think that many of us are addicted to qualified plans, meaning tax deferred. So we really have fallen in love with that. But when you think about it, you don't own your 401k plan. You have a business partner, and his name's Uncle Sam.
Okay.
and so Uncle Sam gets to determine, in the end, how much money of that qualified plan you get to keep. So I encourage people to, also take a look at a Roth plan if they have one, and to diversify their tax burdens in retirement. And you don't have to move the entire amount and pay a bunch of taxes. This is a long-term strategy, and you can do it fairly painlessly, to be honest.
Well, the whole idea, I guess, Michael, is let's keep what you have. Let's make a plan that makes sense for you, and the idea that you can customize this kind of thing and give people the best options for them, and just get them talking about the future. Because a lot of times, like you said, you're young, you don't think about that 59 plus, those years that are coming. We got about a minute. I want to bring you back. If you got a minute, I want to bring you back after the break. But in this last minute, just summarize, if you could, the kind of things that people need to know that we covered today here as far as, this early retirement.
Sure. No problem.
All right. Well, Michael, what we're going to do now is I got about a minute left, so I was hoping that you could throw us just a few tips or anything out there that you see. I want to bring you back after the break and talk about some of the things you've gone over previously with us. You have a chapter in your book called It's Always Too Early, and I think that might be something that folks out there might want to learn about.
Sure.
Can we do that?
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Yes,
So we got Michael Watkins from the Tampa Bay Advisory on the air with us. We're going to come back after this break and talk to him about the kind of things that you might not be aware of as far as your 401k. And, of course, our feel-good stories coming up. We got a feel-good story for you about a guy who fell into the Pacific Ocean out of his boat. He was about to give up, and a miracle happened. I'm going to tell you all about it when we come back. And, of course, the Consumer Quarterback Show has more experts coming at you, more sponsors coming at you. We got Cesar Rodriguez from Suncoast Roofing is going to join us in our second half here. This show will constantly provide information and knowledge for you, and that's the best thing about the Consumer Quarterback Show. Check us out online as well at consumerqb.com.
This is Chris Voss, former FBI lead hostage negotiator and owner of the Black Swan Group, and you're listening to Consumer Quarterback Show hosted by my friend Brandon Rhymes.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com.
Michael, you still there?
Four, three, two, one. You're listening to the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
That's right, consumerqb.com. What a great resource. You can meet our partners that way. You can check out our sponsors, and you can check out some of the properties that you hear pitched on the Consumer Quarterback Show, because Brandon owns the Platinum MVP team. He's a Keller Williams agent, and he still has real estate opportunities for you, even in this busy market. Johnny, our TV producer, is going to throw a few up right now. And again, I'll review these. If you want to check them out, go to consumerqb.com. 4823 Ebb Tide Lane. He's got a unit 405 in Port Richey. This is a 1,000 square foot, 1-bed, 2-bath penthouse suite. 270-degree views. Wow, look at that. Live on the Cody River with views of the Gulf of Mexico. Brand new flooring, fresh paint, covered parking included. Building features a pool and elevator. 4823 Ebb Tide Lane. Get in touch with Brandon if you're looking to get into Port Richey. Really beautiful penthouse suite. What else you got, Jared? John, let's see another property if you could. All right, here's one in Palm Harbor, Oak Avenue. This is a lot, so all you builders out there, chance to build your dream home on Oak Avenue right in Palm Harbor. This is about 0.14 acres, 87 feet directly on a canal, so a beautiful waterfront lot in Lake Shores Estates on Lake Tarpon. It's got a community park with a boat ramp. It's golf cart friendly community, of course, and the owner has plans and survey all ready to go, all included. So great opportunity in Palm Harbor. Build your own dream home. Oak Avenue, right there in Palm Harbor. All right, that is the latest properties from the Platinum MVP team. Before the break, we were talking to Michael Watkins from the Tampa Bay Advisory, and he's helping me understand the options I have as a 401k and things I can do to make sure that I have money when I need money at the end of my working career by making some good decisions along the way. Previously, we've had Michael on the show. One of the times, Michael, when you were on, you covered for us the fact that you have a chapter in your book called Always Too Early. What exactly are you implying with that?
Yeah, so in the financial services industry, there's a term circulating around, and it's between us, and it's basically, it's always too early to plan until it's too late. And that just really goes back to reinforcing, what I was talking about earlier, that, the sooner you plan, the sooner you give yourself the ability to compound your money without market risk, the better off you're going to be, and time becomes your friend. And, you can start with just some very basic investments that will help you towards that goal. And I believe tax planning is really going to be huge in the future, James. Mm-hmm. With $30 trillion in debt, that's going to be a hard nut to crack. That's going to be hard to repay.
So best way to protect your assets.
Yeah, definitely. And so so the sooner that people can get engaged with their future, it's just kind of like, I know, life's busy. We've got families that we're raising. We're going to soccer games and all this other stuff, but it's really just well worth a little bit of time to focus on your future.
Now, you offer a consultation. I'm sure what folks think, again, I think of this as very daunting. This is not my field. It seems like I need to educate myself with all this numbers. But a consultation with you kind of simplify things for everybody and give an opportunity to see things a little more clearly, I suppose.
Yeah, absolutely. And, in the world that we live in, all this financial jargon and mumbo-jumbo, in my opinion, is just designed to confuse people. And, everybody's screaming, look over here, look over here. Right. But fundamental retirement income planning is really basic math.
Yeah.
It's percentages, it's addition and subtraction. And so I like to just, dumb things down into layman terms for people and help them feel comfortable and actually empower them to do better than what they're doing right now. So, my philosophy, James, is if I can improve the quality of your life, then we don't need to do business together.
Wow, that's awesome. Very good. Now, in your book, you interviewed Vance Howard. Tell us about Vance.
Yeah, well, I mentioned him earlier. Vance is really the trailblazer in 401k management. And he is really a forward-thinking looking guy. And it's just, his perspective on this, again, it's a lot like Warren Buffett's, rules of investing. Rule number 1, don't lose money. Rule number 2, see rule number 1. So the professionally managed 401k account could pay big dividends for you later on, as I mentioned earlier, with that 79% increase for a 45-year-old to age 65. That's 20 years for approximately a 79% increase in your 401k. And that I say that's potentially.
Right.
And because we've had a really good run with the stock market. But here's where the real importance of that is, would you know when to get out of the market? Would you know when to get back in? And so when you have sophisticated computer algorithms telling you when to get in, when to get out, it just makes your ride a lot smoother. And by the way, Howard Capital has been in bonds and cash for the last 2 weeks as the market has steadily gone down. So I guess my question is, do you want somebody that has that type of expertise managing your account, or do you just want to kind of, let it go? And so people don't know about this, James, and that's what I try to help them with.
Hey, Michael, what about folks who change jobs frequently? And I know you talk about the opportunity to take the 401k. Is there a strategy behind when or not to do it, or when to do it, or how to do it when you're changing jobs rapidly as a young person, maybe 2 or 3 jobs in a period of 2 or 3 years?
Oh, yeah. So, like I said, I think that's one of the biggest mistakes that investors are making today, and that's an orphan 401k. So when you become separated from an employer, you have that legal right to that money, and you can take it and, put it in a different position. It will not be a taxable event. You just have to make a lateral move with it. And I help people all the time, James, and I show them, how to, strategically put that money, depending on their goals and what they want to accomplish. But yeah, that's a big one. And, hey, sometimes it's only, $15,000, $20,000, $30,000, but these things are being eroded by the, internal fees of 401k plans. So my thought is, why continue to pay all these fees when you don't need to?
Exactly. Now, if folks want to have a consultation with you or find out the best way to meet you, is that something they can set up? How would they go about doing that, Michael?
Sure. Well, they could call my office at 813-854-4400. You could also go to TampaBayAdvisory.com or the 401krevival.com and just leave me a message there and say you want to set up an appointment with me. It's by appointment only. I don't have walk-ins, and I work with a limited number of folks a month. I'm a small independent fiduciary, and I like to give my time and attention to my clients, and I think that's something that they really appreciate about engaging with us at Tampa Bay Advisory.
Now, talk a little bit about the difference between you and someone who's not a fiduciary.
Yeah, so I am instructed by the duty of law to do whichever would the best thing for the client, regardless of how it could affect me. And so it's kind of a very confusing thing. A lot of people claim to be fiduciaries, but stockbrokers are basically stockbrokers, and they don't help people with the things that I do. And insurance folks are strictly insurance folks. So I'm an investment advisor representative, and what that means is I have the ability, and I'm licensed in such that I can help people with their assets under management, meaning mutual funds, 401ks, things of that nature, is also with life insurance, long-term care planning, annuities, and that type of thing to help them preserve and protect their income in a guaranteed way.
Hey, Michael, are there any materials or things they need to do prior to meeting with you so that they're prepared to get the most information from you in terms of accessing maybe some personal documents?
Yeah, there is. But, first and foremost, I like to have a 15, 20-minute conversation and just kind of get a feel for, what people are looking for. I mean, let's face it, I can't help everyone.
Right.
Some people are wanting something that I just can't deliver. But I can help them, and create a pension, a self-pension, so to speak, and help them protect and grow what they already have. So I just like to be upfront with people and have a conversation opposed to emails and texts, right. and just try to, I like to listen.
Well, thank you so much for coming on the show today. Michael Watkins, he's the principal of the Tampa Bay Advisory. He's the author of the 401k Revival, and I bet you got another book in you, huh, Michael? Yeah,
we do. We have a second edition coming out on the 401k Revival, and I'm co-authoring another book as well. So I'm blessed in that area. And again, it's all about helping people, giving them the knowledge that they just don't know exists, because what they're seeing on TV and so forth is a lot of times can be very confusing, and people just don't know what to do.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much. Michael Watkins, the principal of the Tampa Bay Advisory, been on the show, and he'll be on the show again. Great opportunity for you folks out there to check out his book, Amazon or Barnes & Noble, The 401k Revival. Thank you so much, Michael.
Hey, thank you, James. Appreciate it.
All right, don't go anywhere. We've got Cesar Rodriguez from Suncoast Roofing coming on. He's got some great information for folks out there facing a re-roof or a new property you want to put a roof on. And this feel-good story about this poor boater who fell in the ocean. He has a great story, a great finish to that story, though. I'm going to tell you all about it when we come back. This is the Consumer Quarterback.
Hey, this is Grant Cardone, and you've been listening to the phenomenal Brandon Rhymes, the Consumer Quarterback Show.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com.
Hey, Brandon Rhymes here. We are looking for real estate investors. We've got a new relationship bringing us a tremendous amount of off-market real estate investment opportunities. So text the word investor to our hotline, 813-750-0550. Off-market real estate investment opportunities. Text investor to 813-750-0550. Brandon Rhymes here, Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty, looking for real estate investors. Send us a text. Looking for a venue to host your next business or family event? Make it Largo Event Center. The Consumer Quarterback Show has used the Largo Event Center, and the hall and service you get is fantastic. Over 8,500 square feet of meeting space, perfect for events, expos, and trade shows. Upstairs offers space for smaller meetings and groups to include use of their lounge and game room. Plenty of room outside for car shows or food truck events and concerts. Largo Event Center is just west of US 19 on 126th Avenue. For booking and details, visit largoeventcenter.com. That's largoeventcenter.com. Or call Guy at 727-776-3442.
You're listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. Online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-917-1894.
That's right. Give Brandon a call if you want to check out some of the properties from the Platinum MVP team or meet some of our sponsors, just like Brothers Easy Moving, the official moving sponsor of the Consumer Quarterback Show. These guys do such a great job, local or long distance. They worked late into the evening moving Brandon into his new place and became the official moving sponsor that night. These guys do a great job, as I mentioned, tons of 5-star reviews online. Check them out, local or long distance. Brothers Easy Moving, the official moving company of the Consumer Quarterback. And of course, we're going to pitch a few more properties for you just in case you're still looking. I know know a lot of folks out there are frustrated by the lack of inventory, but we've got a few spots for you to look at. Johnny's going to throw them up on the screen. And please check out our website if you want to get a detailed look at some of these properties. Here's an established restaurant in downtown Dade City. So commercial opportunity. If you're looking to start a restaurant, 14121 7th Street in Dade City. Downtown Dade City, 2 dining rooms upstairs, a 1-bedroom, 1-bath apartment on property. So the sale includes all the furniture and equipment. It's a great investment for any entrepreneurs out there. There's plenty of parking available. So a Dade City restaurant available from the Platinum MVP team at 14121 7th Street. Let's do one more if you can, John. What else you got? Here's an opportunity in Spring Hill, 5 acres, 13335 County Line Road in Spring Hill, being rezoned from AG to commercial. It's got an existing building that can be occupied or rented. It's right near the Villages of Avalon. There's a Publix shopping plaza right there. So right in Spring Hill, 13335 County Line Road. Again, the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams has opportunities for you. Don't leave money on the table. One of my favorite things about the Consumer Quarterback Show that Brandon started here is the feel-good story, and I found one that I really enjoyed. I want to tell you all about it. This guy's a boater. He fell into the Pacific Ocean. A man in California survived a 5-hour night swim thanks to the encouragement of a friendly seal. Scott Thompson accidentally fell out of his boat while out in the Pacific Ocean. He watched his boat sail off into the distance from the middle of the frigid Santa Barbara Channel. Lost at sea with no land in sight, Thompson was sure these were his final moments on Earth. He thought to himself, I can't believe this is how I'm going to die. Today's the day I'm going to die, he told ABC. Thoughts of his family helped him find the will to survive, however. He just keep swimming. You got to get home to your family, Thompson kept telling himself. I was devastating myself through my mind by picturing my girls and son growing up without me and my wife, not having a husband to support her. I wasn't thinking at all about sharks or anything like that until I heard a loud splash. The splash was a seal that Thompson described as an angel. Came to help him. It was a medium-sized harbor seal, Thompson said. The seal would go underwater, come up and nudge him like a dog comes up and nudges your leg. So after being pushed along by the seal, Thompson felt determined to swim to the nearest oil platform, which was far but closer than land. So he said, I got to make it there. I have no choice, he told himself. Freezing and exhausted, he finally reached the platform 5 hours later, and crews aboard of the oil platform quickly got him to the Coast Guard and took him to the hospital, treated for hypothermia. But how about that? A seal out there saved his life. So anything can happen, and we love nature, and we certainly love the Consumer Quarterback Show's feel-good story. All right, we have Cesar Rodriguez. Cesar, are you there?
I am.
Suncoast Roofing. You've heard Chuck on the show. We've had Mary on the show. Cesar, what's going on today out there? It's kind of hot for you guys.
It's getting a little bit warmer. We're getting out of the beautiful roofing weather season.
That's right. So when I notice when folks go up to work, of course I go up there once in a while to check my own roof. It's hot almost to where you can't put your hand on the shingle by like 9 in the morning. So I can't imagine in the middle of summer. You guys are real troopers out there.
Yep, everybody's working with gloves when you get to the middle of the summertime. Roof deck temperatures are anywhere from 120 to 160 degrees on top of that work, on top of the roof.
Now, how are we doing on shingles and supplies out there for everyone in the roofing game?
We are in a much better position.
Okay.
I haven't had any trouble over the past month getting just about any color that we want in the GAF line. I just sat down with our regional rep this morning with my sales guys, and we got an update that looks like it's going to get even better. Production is going full tilt.
Good news.
And they also gave me some new information. Their entire HDZ line will now include, at no extra charge, their Stain Guard Plus, which is the 25-year algae protection. And that's copper that's embedded in the granules. It's a time release. So that'll keep algae from the oak trees, any staining off of your roof guaranteed for 25 years, and they're doing it at no additional charge.
Man, I've got to get these GAF folks to build me some things because they have some 50-year warranty on shingles, and now they're really building some stuff that's not falling apart.
Yeah, they're really going above and beyond. You know, they offer the wind-proven warranty as well, which is unlimited wind speed, which is pretty much unheard of in the industry. Yeah,
unlimited. Holy cow.
Yeah, so they're saying that if the wind can blow the shingles off, they're going to back it up and pay the contractor that installed them to go back out and put those shingles back on. That's how much they believe in their product.
Wow. All right. Well, the GAF always been a good partner for you guys at Suncoast. I know Chuck always talks about how great their warranties are. Now, when you do a job, a commercial, you guys are commercial and residential?
Yeah, all the way across the board. We're doing huge commercial TPO projects right now, right down to a little small homeowner project, maybe, 1,500 square foot home. We do everything across the board.
Now, I know just recently with some of the shortages, we had folks kind of planning ahead, maybe trying to get their supplies before they got in line. And you said these giant commercial jobs, have they hoarded supplies or gotten ready, or now you're just in the regular workflow where you can take on a job like that and just order things as it comes up?
No. Now, for the homeowner, everything has gotten pretty much back to normal when you're dealing with a roofing contractor. On the commercial side, we are still way backed up, and it has nothing to do with COVID or anything like that. Most of these large buildings have insulation board that the TPO is laid on top of, and there's a worldwide shortage of isocyanate, which is the main ingredient in the ISO board. And that is holding everything up. So
Gotcha.
Projects are looking at 6 months wait just to be able to get the boards in. So you've got new construction projects that are stalled out if they didn't plan ahead. Everybody that's got stuff coming out of the ground already planned ahead for those kind of wait times.
Gotcha. Now, roofing involves not just shingles, of course, but you've got different materials, ceramic for some roofs, metal for some, of course, the plywood, the peel and stick. Any one of those products get hung up in production, and that kind of throws a wrench into the whole thing, doesn't it?
Correct. From what I'm seeing on the residential side of things, the only long waits that we still have on residential is the concrete tile roofing. And we're still at about 3 months from the time we order to the time we receive the material on that. Shingles and metal are a really quick turnaround right now. It's gotten exponentially better than where we were a year ago at this time.
Okay, so I was going to ask you, are there any trends in roofing? Do you see more people getting ceramic now or metal now, or shingles more popular? What do you think? Is there a trend going on, or has it always been about the same?
I see more people leaning towards metal than used to. My metal sales have gone up quite a bit. I think the thought process behind it is you see a lot of insurance companies coming out and telling people they need a new roof at 15 years, where they're not doing that to the metal roofing customers. Metal roofing customers are getting 25 years easy before they even get the first nudge. So now, that's trending that way.
I've seen Chuck go out and, when we have a storm, hammer the Gulf or the Panhandle there, and you guys are up there tarping roofs and helping people out. I see people all the time that had a metal roof survive. It made me think metal just is the best quality that you can put up there. I was hoping to get that put on my roof next time I re-roof.
It is a fantastic product. It's kind of a one and done. They're offering up to 40 years, even on fading, as far as if you get a painted roof, a charcoal gray, a hunter green, something like that, with the Kynar paint systems. So your color's going to last a really long time. It is a strong roofing system, screwed right to the roof deck, nothing to blow off. The eaves are crimped. And when you're on the coastline, you have to even have a thicker gauge if you're above 2 stories. So they're even more beefed up systems when you're on the coast, just because of the hurricane ratings.
Now, Cesar, when you're hiring folks, do they have to have specific metal roof knowledge to do that? Or can you take your crew and just handle any kind of roof, whatever you want to throw at them?
I have specific metal crews and specific tile roofs that work directly for Suncoast Roofing. We don't subcontract anything.
Okay, that's great. Now, in the metal world, if folks are looking to get or trying to get a metal roof, you said the supplies are the same. It's just more of cost up front versus because you're going to get a longer lifetime, right? So that's how you kind of justify the expense.
Well, right, and also the cost of the material. So the cost of metal roofing is significantly higher than the cost of an asphalt shingle. So just out the gate, you're looking at more cost on the materials. Then the level of skill that it takes to install it properly, the installers get paid more. So with those two things in mind, the price of a metal roof, you're looking at closer to double what you would pay for a shingle roof. But you're also looking at longevity that's, incredible.
Yeah, that's the thing. I've not even heard of a person having a bad, with a shingle roof, sometimes I've had experience where I have a soft spot or maybe something got through in the deck and needs to be replaced or a certain area. I've never heard a metal have a spot issue. In other words, it doesn't seem like anything gets through those gaps or seams.
They don't if they're installed right. Just like anything else, there are bad installers out there, and they can take your beautiful, expensive, supposed lifetime roof and turn it into a nightmare. So always check on your contractors. Make sure you check with the Better Business Bureau. Do your homework and see who you're dealing with, and make sure they truly are knowledgeable and able to perform the work that they say they can on your project. Ask for references, ask for pictures, all of those things.
That's right. All right, we're coming to the close here, Cesar. How's the best way for folks to get in touch with Suncoast if they want to get some roofing work done?
You can go right to our website, suncoastroofing.com, or you can give us a call at our local branch here in Tampa. That's 813-867-7050, and we would love to hear from anybody, and all of our estimates are free.
Thank you so much, Cesar. Cesar from Suncoast Roofing joining the show right there, giving you some great knowledge about everything going on in the construction world. I want to thank Michael Watkins, the principal from the Tampa Bay Advisory and author of the 401k Revival, for coming in and helping me understand a little bit more about some of the financial decisions I can make now that will impact my retirement and my post-59-year-old life. So, again, the Consumer Quarterback Show did a best job to educate you and give you a little knowledge out there. Please check out consumerqb.com, and our YouTube channel has tons of videos where you can meet these experts and our sponsors. So go to YouTube and search for The Consumer Quarterback, and theconsumerqb.com is the site.
You've been listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. Whether it's real estate, consumer, or financial advice, let Brandon call your next play. Call Brandon Rhymes at 813-917-1894. That's 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com. And join us next time for the Consumer Quarterback Show.